Hi everybody, it's Tantra. We're standing looking at the Grand Tetons. It's so interesting to me. I don't normally do this kind of thing. I take people on vision quests and I have a very private spiritual world with only a few people who have seen the direct connection to creation that can occur that isn't about having creation serve us, but that we and creation serve life. So I usually only am this revealing in vision quests and in times when we're in very sacred places to do sacred things. But this morning I had a dream, and I wrote the dream down because I felt that this was part of what was calling me to come on this journey and to do what there was to do. So it says, a dream we were old souls trapped in young bodies that had chosen to come back at this time to keep the flame of life alive. A dream that within each of us we carry a flame, a pilot light of sorts, and that we are not to let that flame go out. A dream that I was standing looking up at the great spirits over the Teton Mountains, the ones that lived there, and that I was watching the flames of these old souls, us, trapped in young bodies, gather across the peaks of the Tetons like a wave of strong energy flamed by our collective caring. These old spirits, us, caught in young bodies, had puffed out their chest, their hearts exploding into shimmering explosions of the excellence or the elixir of life itself, gathering above the mountains. For what? I didn't know. I knew we would be driving past the Tetons and that I would stop, and here I am. I knew I would tell you this. I actually wrote it while I was sitting on a cold concrete step outside our motel room. I thought of the years of vision quests I'd done in Ireland and in Shasta to connect people to their nature and their nature as part of the land and the sea and the cosmos. And then I remember the extraordinary call to Shasta and how a group of us were really in shock at how loved we were by beings that many of us never even thought existed. I believe during these times that humanity is not recovering and seeking spirituality to recover, but to remember that our bodies, our minds, our emotions, and our spirit are one with the land, one with the sea, one with the cosmos, one with every living thing. I also wanted to just share one more thing, and I was saying to Jackie that there are two things that human beings really need to embrace. One is that the earth is powerful, and that when we merge with her power, like in the movie Avatar, the jarheads, that which goes against life, are simply dismissed. And our inability or our lack of belief that we can merge and that we are part of these larger powers has a lot to do with why we are mesmerized and fooled by the power of that which does not go against life. I also spoke to Jackie about our inner goodness and how it has a strength and how it has an amazing connection, and that I believe during these next few years, because many of us have been doing it on our own and doing it with small groups, but that there'll be a vast body of humanity that will actually be paying attention to being one with the land in such a way that they can call on its power and it can call on theirs, and together we can create a new reality, maybe in the midst of the one that is still going on. But I have seen so much in the past year that really reveals that our original connection to life and our unity with life is rising. And it may rise in small pockets with small groups of people or with some of us on the web, but it doesn't change that it is rising. So I have a request. Actually, after I had this dream, Sarah, one of our architects, wrote me and told me, according to Germanic tradition, that the sovereign beings of the Tetons first designed the nature of human being here. I thought that was so interesting because I hadn't known that. So how about let's return to our design one by one as best we can. And then when we're out in nature, that we let it merge with us and we become one with it and we remember its power, not the power to dominate or to lord over, but the power to bring everything into harmony, balance, and right order. Anyway, it's evening. We have to get going because we want to get to our campsite before dark. Namaste.